welcome back. In this video, I will explain you how we can tell to a computer what to do, or simply how we can get something done from a computer. So, for right now, just forget about the computer. So, think about this university method. So, assume that we have a newcomer who do not familiar with this environment, and we want to guide him or her from the science faculty gate, from the science faculty main entrance to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. Let's have a closer look on our problem. So what we need to do, we need to bring the guest from here, that is science faculty main entrance. We can label that point as point A in our map, and we want to bring that person over here to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. We can label that second place as point B. So that is our job. So we need to bring our guest from point A to point B. So I hope you all are familiar with the science faculty map. Think about for a minute. So you can bring or you can guide your guest to come to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science in many different ways. So let's consider about one path. So you can guide that guest to take this path and come towards the ground, and then from that T junction you can ask that your guest to go towards the Y junction at the end of the playground. Then you can ask him to take the left from the Y junction. Then you can ask him to go up to the pavilion, then take the left turn, and then you can reach to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. So that is the one possible path that you can guide your guest to come from the science main entrance to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. There is another path. So from the main entrance you can enter into the main science faculty building, and from there you can take the left turn, and again you can take the right turn, and you can go towards that cement staircase which is in front of the ICT building, and then from that path you can follow the tar road, and come to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. That is the second path that you can guide your guest from the main entrance to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. And there is another possible path that you can take. You can enter into the science main building, then you can come all the way till the end of the building, and then you can take the right turn, and in between the Department of Zoology you can take the left turn again, and you can join the same path, same Y junction. Then you can follow the previous path we have discussed in the step 1. And there is another little bit longer path. So you can guide the guest in another different path. Instead of taking the left turn from the Department of Zoology, you can guide him to come towards the 212 lecture hall, and then you can ask your guest to take the right turn and join with the similar path that we have discussed previously, with going through the ICT center and going to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. So these are the 4 possible paths that you can guide your guest from the science main entrance to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. This is the exact scenario what is going to happen when you are solving a real life problem through programming. So in order to solve a particular problem using a computer, you can have multiple paths that you can take. Right? All the paths that I have discussed in this map, we have 4 paths. So all the paths that we have discussed in here will reach to our solution. But when we are solving in a problem in our computer science using programming, we need to take the optimal path. So, in some cases you might not able to get the optimal path at the first iteration. So, you have to do little bit research and do some experiments in order to get the optimal path. But right now you do not have to worry about getting the optimal path. So, take this idea. So, when you are asked to solve a real world problem using computers, so there are multiple paths, multiple ways that you can solve a problem. As I shown in here, you can use multiple paths. You can use multiple paths to go from point A to point B. When you are solving a problem means you have to take one path and give the direction to that person to solve this particular problem. So, in this case our problem is to guide our guest from the science main entrance to the Department of Statistics. Let us assume that we have picked this path as our solution to this problem. So, now what we need to do, we need to guide our guest from the main entrance to the Department of Statistics using this path. When you are giving the directions to our guest, we have to make that assumption that our guest is not familiar with this environment. So, that means we have to be precise when we are giving the instructions, and our instruction need to be accurate. Then only our guest can take our directions and start from the main entrance and go to this Department of Statistics and Computer Science. If your steps or if your directions are not accurate, then your guest cannot make its way to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. Here is the set of instruction our guest can follow. So, let us go through these instructions and see whether our guest can reach to our destination or not. So, first instruction is make a first left turn from the science main entrance. So, if you are coming from here, what will be the first left turn will be this left turn, and make the first left turn. Then move 20 meters toward the T junction. So, move 20 meters toward the T junction. Then the third step, we need to make a right turn from the T junction. So, right turn means we have to go towards this way. The fourth step is move 50 meters beside the playground. So, move 50 meters beside the playground. So, we have reached here. Then make a left turn from the Y junction. Then move 70 meters towards the pavilion. Then make a right turn in front of the pavilion. Make a right turn. Then move forward 30 meters toward the stat circle. So, this is the stat circle. From the stat circle, make a left turn and move 5 meters, and then you have reached to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. By going through this sequence of steps, our guest can reach from the main entrance to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. So, that means this set of instruction will solve our problem. So, if our guest follow this sequence of steps, he can reach from the main entrance to the Department of Statistics and Computer Science. That means we have solved our problem and our guest has reached to his destination or solution. So, we can use same analogy to our program.
So programming also, what we are going to do, we are going to solve a real world problem through programming. So who's the solver in this case? Or we are going to solve our real world problem using computers. Right? At the beginning, I have told you guys computers are not intelligent devices. So we have to assume that computers do not know anything about our problem in our hand. So we have to give precise instructions or information to the computer how we can solve this problem. Right? So similar to this set of directions, when you are solving a problem in using computers, you have to write a computer program. What is a computer program? Computer program is a sequence of instructions to be provided to a computer to solve a particular problem. If you are solving a problem using a computers, so you have to give a sequence of instructions. That is same as what we have done in the previous example. In previous example, we have given set of instruction for our guest to solve his problem. Similarly, if you are solving a problem using a computer, you have to give a sequence of instruction to a computer, because computer cannot think by its own and it cannot solve problem by its own. As a human or as a programmers, we have to give instructions to solve a particular problem. Here is an example set of instructions we have given to a computer, and this program is written in C language. As you can see, here we have given sequence of steps, or we have written sequence of steps in order to solve a particular problem. So right now you don't have to worry about any meaning of this statement. I just want to show you this is an example program or example set of instruction, same as what we have given to our guest at the main entrance. In this case, why we are calling this set of instruction as a computer program? Because we are giving this set of instruction to a computer. So using these instructions, a computer can solve a particular task. So now we know what is a computer program. Right? It is a sequence of instructions to be provided to a computer to solve a specific task. So then let's talk about what is a program. So that is what we are going to do throughout this semester. So computer programming is the planning and writing sequence of instructions or sequence of steps to computer to follow. For right now, we know what is a computer program. It is a sequence of instructions. And now we know what is the programming. Programming is the process of planning and writing sequence of instructions. And once we write this sequence of instruction, how we can tell or how we can communicate with the computer? Because computer cannot understand our languages. It cannot understand what we are telling in English. It cannot understand what we are telling in Sinhala. It cannot understand what we are telling in Tamil. So computer cannot understand natural human languages. Right? So then, how we can communicate with computers? In order to do the communication between the computers and humans or programmers, we do have languages called programming languages. Programming languages are defined set of rules and symbols and special words that allow us to create computer programs or construct computer programs. there are large number of computer programming languages. So in this class we are going to talk about C. So that is why we have in the middle C. And that is not the reason why we have put the C in the middle. C is the basis for many other computer programming languages. So that is why C is in the center. And we have lot of other programming languages in today's world. Here you can see some of the languages: Java, C++, Perl, Python, VB, PHP, JavaScript. Right? So there are a lot of different languages that you can use to write a program in your computer. In this class, we are going to use C as our programming language. As you notice here, in this slide also, there are a lot of number of programming languages. So let's talk about different types of programming languages. So we have basically 3 types of programming languages. Those are machine language, assembly languages, and high-level languages. All the languages that I have shown in the previous slides are coming under high-level languages. So we will go through each type of programming languages in the next video.